So we are eel bashing today with a little bit of tench as well. I'm just going to adjust the old camber legs. There's a chap on the other side of the bank, I don't know if you can see him or not. He's had 2. I've had 0. And he's just float fishing for tench. I don't know if you can see him. He's just right in front there. He's got his wife with him. And he's chucking in. Looks just like a ground bait he's chucking in. Next is with a float. But yeah, I'm just ledging on the bottom. I've got one out for a tench on a method feeder. Size 10 hook. And I've got 3 fake maggots on. And this other rod here, we're fishing some miniature sprats, and with the hope to tempt an eel or a perch. There's lots and lots of little rudabout on the surface, and there's just no point firing maggots in because they're just scoffing them on the surface. So we're just putting some pellets in, some tiny little halibut pellets. These little 3mm sort of pellets, and I find these are quite good because they don't sort of fill the fish up too much. Wire. Looks untidy at the minute, but yeah, there's maybe some quite big ones in here. Some splashes out there in the middle. That's it. It's such a soft bait, it don't really matter about exposing the hook points. And that's it. Bit of weight just to get it through the roach and the rud. Flick like that. Soon sink to the bottom. That's it, mate. No EEL. Bust the end rods. Tight little swim. It's a bloody eel. Don't you just love them? Don't you just love them? I was about to rebait that one as well. And he found it. He found it. Don't damage my nets. Right, pliers. So, here we are again. So there's a bit of a swell on, and it's churning it up a little bit, so I may have omitted a few lures which I could have done with today, like the Do Live stick, the white Do Live stick, but still got a good chance with this. Now the wind is sort of slowly turning into what it's going to turn into tomorrow. It's a very gentle breeze now in my face, and it caused some line to fly off the spool and to get a bit of a tangle, so I've had to snip off and tie on and all that sort of stuff. So we're sort of having a few little battles really, but that's very shallow out there, very shallow indeed, so it shouldn't matter too much. It's not... Look at this, look at it. But sometimes I just cannot get the distance. I don't know why. It must be a headwind, a very slight sort of wind in my face. That's lovely when it's like that. So just got to keep it going. Keep it going. So you're not going to get anything in that mucky water there, so you can wind that in quick. I wish I had my Do Live sticks. I think they would have been perfect for this. See, now I've got a good cast there. So sometimes you get a gust and sometimes you don't. Right, so I've just bumped into a patch of ground which had a few fish last time. It's a little bit clearer last time. The fish weren't that far out, but the wind just keeps picking up and blowing in my face every now and again, and you can see by how that lure sort of jibes and flicks, and because it's weighted one end, I'm not quite getting the maximum distance, but you just have to manage sometimes. I mean, this spot will be unfishable tomorrow, so I'm not staying till high tide. So you can just see some darker patches of ground over the sand where there's some reef out there, different patches of reef, and it's in this area where you would pick one up. Come on, Bessie, where are you? Wind's eased off nicely, tide's eased off, dull and overcast. Where the hell are they? A little bit of a swell, so just a straight retrieve with this lure. Stop it. A little. Come on, there's got to be a little schoolie or there's something surely it got in this. Come on. It's not big, I don't think, but just got to keep it tight. There he is. The keeper one. He weren't getting away, look. The pliers on him. Get the pliers. He weren't getting away. Damage the bloody rod. It's full of beans, this one. Christ. Just keep the size, but we'll put him back. Back you go, my pal. Back you go. He's away. Shot over there. Slippery, slippery. Bit easy walking here. See, this is what you call fishing rough ground. See, high water, this is your baits and all this, but you can fish it with rotten bottom. So I wish I brought my metal spinner. There's some dogs here. Dogs are coming. This is all chalk, soft chalk. Cold water. Seeing enemies. I always like to feel how slippery they are with my trainers when I'm walking on stuff. So I don't know what's out there, if there's anything worse fishing or what, but there's nothing on those other marks at the minute. It's like that sometimes. There's plenty of gulls here. Plenty of gulls. Plenty of gulls. Looking for patches of dark. A tight turn really, but it's just been right out on this point up here and nothing at all. So I'm guessing that's over the slack, so really you want a bit of tide there before you do that. But this is a full moon, this is like an old moon, so it's nice. It's always bright at night, which is not my, you know, I like the dark moon, I like the new moon for any fishing, really. I thought I had a follow, but that might have been my mind playing tricks on me. I thought I had a small one, just try and grab it. But they would be all over this, but there just don't seem anything there. It's a mystery, this bass fishing. It's quite simple really, bass fishing. The fish have got to be in front of you and in the mood, or just in front of you. If they're not, you know, you can be the best angler in the world. That's what I'm saying. You ain't got to have the best gear. You've got to have something which works. But the key one is having the fish in front of you. These anglers who are trying to be sort of the best anglers in the world, and they're standing there holding up these bloody great fish. It's because they've got access to where these fish are, whether that's money, do you know what I'm saying? Whether they've got a boat, whether they've joined a club where there's big fish. They're not doing anything that different to any other angler. It's just that they're fishing in an area where there is some fish, and decent fish. It's nothing to any sort of angling really. It's just doing the basics well when the fish are in front of you. Simple as that. Sitting out there, look. Sometimes it comes off and sometimes there's fine lines. That's either going to be your day or in. That's just to do with the conditions. It's just, you know, flat calm. Deal with the boat really. I've owned two, and they're fucking hard work. Expensive enough running a bloody car. But on a day like that, that's when you want a nice little boat that goes steaming around. But there you are. There you are. Hope you enjoyed the video. More videos along the way. Please subscribe, and I'll be back. Right. So here we are. So just finished work, and going to give it a little go on the old street stick. 230 7 to 21 gram street stick. So I've got 8-pound braid. Got to use a wire trace here for perch. I've got these little perch shads here which I brought from Gunky, is it, or someone like that? Gafunky or Gunky or something weird. Anyway, that pike like them, so I'm fishing in a spot where a perch grabbed hold of one of my roaches which I pulled in. So there's lots of rod here. See, what I like about this little lightweight shad here, that's a 10-gram head on it. That's nice and subtle, and it's not big and clumsy. It don't spook the fish so much, and this whole rig is designed so you can just, you know, just bounce it along the bottom. So we just lob it. Oh shit, that was a good start. There's me talking shit, and straight away. So I can't cast two. It's a nice short rod as well, because when the swim's like this, you know, and you got nowhere to bloody cast, you can just underarm it, but you've got to watch that nothing's hooked up. So I haven't casted this one for quite a while, so just a slow retrieve there. Yeah, I got nice action on that. Oh, some different colours and things there. Might take a few casts to get it to behave properly. It's just chafing a bit there, so just try and see, watch the line to see if it hits the bottom. Wait until it hits the bottom. There, it's hit the bottom. That's quite deep there actually. If you just a few jerks and just let it hit the bottom, so waiting. And you go boom there. So it goes. So all we're doing, we're just winding it and then just staying in contact with the bottom. Now there's been a flash down there. There's been a flash down there. There's so many roach and rod in here. And I just, it's on the bottom there. Just twitch it a little bit. For me, you've got to have it fairly close to the bottom. Deeply close in there, is it? And that's all you do. It's just right. So we've just changed back to a 10-gram with a different body on it. So I just find they're just so, you know, got a few different. I've got some heavy ones in there, some lighter lures. I just find the lure where you just sort of, it's more subtle. You just feel it, and that's it. It's got a yellow body on it. That I like these ones. I don't know what wire that is. That's probably about £10 wire, something like that. You've got to use a minimum of £6 line. And the wire, I'm not sure about. I think the wire's got to be a minimum of £10 or something. So we're just a couple of retrieves. They can take it any time really, on the drop. Just on a few retrieves, letting it sink, and then just a few little. So whether you use just one out there. I'm not in the mood to fish tight 20 trees and stuff just yet. I like to sort of warm up first, to see if there's anything, just, you know, without too much hassle, something just, you know, down and around for a start. Now usually if you're sort of baiting up a load of maggots and pellets and fishing for other species, and you start getting a lot of fish coming over that ground bait, and then, you know, that brings them in as well because of the bait fish. So we haven't got that. Right, let's try not to put it in the bloody bush.
If you think that's going in, you just clamp it down and just abort the cast and just fish from where it lands. Also, you get an idea of how deep it is. See if there's anything behind it. Nope. So the water's fairly cloudy, but oh! So there's only 10 gram, you see, so. You never know, you might get a surprise. Not lure fish for perch in here before, if anyone's wondering. We've had a follow from a small one. I was fishing here over the weekend and I caught some tench, and one of the roach I happened to snare on the maggot feeder, he got ambushed by a bloody great perch. Just about got the net to him, and he had him on, got the net to him, and he come off. Big perch. Fired out a lot of maggots, and there's a lot of roach and rudd in here, so you can understand why there'd be a good one in somewhere like this. These gravel pits, these lots of little fish to eat. But I don't think there's too many. There'll be one or two small pike in here, but it's not renowned as a pike. Any pike which do get caught by the bailiffs here, I think they just dunk them next door. I don't think there's a lot of pike in here, because you just don't get the pike sort of boiling and crashing around after them, but the perch are here. So the trouble is, when there's so many little roach and rudd in here, are they going to be that bothered about something like this? If you can get them when they're feeding. Case of giving it a go, really. Every time you go fishing you learn something. It's as simple as that. It's not all about catching fish, it's about just enjoying your time, learning what you can from it. It just gives you ideas. So I've got no landing net, but I've got some shock leader there, a couple of metres long, so I can grab hold of that, you see. My laces are bloody coming undone, so I'll be back.